Hello and welcome to the show. Now, for many first-time property investors, buying at auction can be an anxious time.
But by doing your research on the area you're thinking of buying in, you can make the whole thing a lot less intimidating.
Yeah, one place you might just find that ideal property for you is down at your local property auction. The range of properties at auction can sometimes be really overwhelming.
Most important thing, though, is come up with a plan and stick to it, especially when it comes to setting a budget. Don't blow it.
So what choices, good or bad, did today's buyers make? Let's find out.
In Kent, Martel visits a bungalow that could have a question mark over its future.
There are loads of questions, but that means there's loads of potential.
In South Wales, a development behind this house can only mean good news. We're not in an area that's heading that way, we're in an area that's going that way, and that's got to be a good place to buy property. And in Walsall, Dion sees a 3-bed semi that really does leave nothing to the imagination.
When I mean nothing, there's nothing.
145.
All these properties have been sold at auction, and we'll find out who bought them, and what they paid for them when they went under the hammer.
Sold, congratulations.
Martel is in Twiddle, a suburb of Gillingham in Kent, thought to mean 2 parts or double portions in Old English. So will the auction lot we're here to see be twice as nice as all the rest?
Just a few minutes' walk from the shops is the property I'm here to see. It's a 3-bed bungalow which had a guide price of £250,000. And this is it. So already I can see there's room for a couple of cars on the driveway, which is good news. But you'd want to take a strimmer to that garden that's pretty overgrown. Let's find out what's inside.
A bit of strimming is all right. It's relatively low effort for high reward, and here it would make such a difference. Let's see if inside is so easily sorted.
OK, let's see what we have here. You have your hallway, and already I can tell it's a bit tired, to say the least. Off this hallway, you've got lots of doors. We've got a bedroom here, and you've got another bedroom. You've got your 3rd bedroom, all not bad sizes, full of things. And you've got your reception area. You've got really big holes in the parquet flooring, which is a real shame. So lots of rooms and a little corridor I didn't expect to find. Let's go look. Right, this corridor is quite narrow and a bit dingy. There's not a lot of natural light coming in so far. Lots of shelves, cupboards packed with things. And then you have a bathroom, which, it's seen better days for sure. The ceiling's collapsing. You've got a real problem with damp there, maybe a condensation issue. And then through to kind of a reception room that feels, I'll be honest with you, it doesn't flow very well at all. You have a kitchen here that's narrow, you could do with taking down this wall, and you have a conservatory. So you've certainly got lots of rooms, but do they flow well together? No, which is quite unusual for a bungalow. Often you find because it's on one level, it works really well. Now this feels and looks like an extension, this part of the house, and it feels a little bit makeshift. There are lots of problems here. So I've seen plasterboard that's crumbling, ceilings coming away and holes all over floors. So it's gonna take a lot of investigation and money to put it right. This isn't really a job for the faint-hearted.
It might be a sad thing to say because this was clearly somebody's loved home, but it would be very tempting to knock it down and start again.
Maybe it's time to go. Maybe it's time we went.
If you did say goodbye to the bungalow, this plot could make you say hello to a whole bigger, better development.
Out back, you've got this lovely garden. It feels really, really sweet. It's completely surrounded by mature trees and it feels really private. I like the size of it too, but I spot a lovely little pathway. I wonder where it leads. Come on. It Feels like if you were a little girl, you'd want to find a fairy at the bottom of the garden. It's like going through the jungle. Still not there. Okay, wow, look at this. It's surrounded by trees. This is a really mature garden. Now, this property actually comes with a whole third of an acre of land. And it's impossible to get any further than this. But you see that purple tree there? Well, that's not where this garden ends. If you look up to the next big tree in the distance, that's where this place ends. It's enormous.
If ever there was a case of not seeing the wood for the trees, this is it. Somewhere in here is one big garden.
Find your way out of the wild, wild wood.
Or more excitingly, perhaps, one large potential building plot.
You could get, what, 2, 3 houses on this land with decent-sized gardens, all, of course, dependent on planning. Then again, if you are building from scratch, do you knock down that bungalow, which is riddled with issues, and just start again? There are loads of questions, but that means there's loads of potential.
It also means there are loads of options. Time for an estate agent to give us the lowdown on what you could do here.
If allowed to, I would knock the bungalow down, obviously, and build potentially 2 new builds on it.
So there seems to be agreement on that. But of course, the planners might not allow it. So what would be a viable alternative?
Improvements I would make would be is to knock down the kitchen wall, obviously to make a kitchen diner. Knock down the conservatory, a single-storey extension from the back, adding in an extra dining room, potentially a kitchen diner. You could also go into the loft, potentially, you know, if it's a family, to add a couple more rooms upstairs.
As often is the case, it's all about the numbers. The bungalow and land had a guide price of $250,000. So what could it achieve if it alone was refurbished?
So a renovated 3-bed bungalow, I would look to market for £400,000. And obviously to rent a renovated bungalow, I would look in the region of £1,200 per calendar month.
What if you managed to get permission to build another house on this huge plot? What could it sell for?
A 3-bed new build, I'd be looking to achieve around £350,000. And obviously, if you'd like to rent the property, I would be looking to achieve around £1,200 per calendar month.
On the face of it, 250 grand for a dilapidated bungalow seems pretty high, but when you factor in this 1/3 of an acre of land and put on your property developing head, well, suddenly it could be a bit of a bargain. Let's find out who agreed when it went under the hammer.
Lot 35. Start me where you will. Doesn't matter where we start, it's where we finish. That's the main thing. £230,000 bid I've got. At 230 I'm bid. 235 now do I say. 235 I'm bid there. 240 it's against you. 240 I'm bid. 245 at the back of the room. 250. 255. 260. 265. At £260,000 for the first time. 265. 270. 275. First time then at 270, second time at 270, third and final time at 270,000 to the maiden bidder, all done. 270, you've got it, well done, sir.
The hammer fell at 270,000, and that successful bidder was Shiv. Shiv is a civil engineer and developer, and Martel was intrigued to find out the plans for this multi-option bungalow and garden.
Shiv, pleased to meet you.
Same here, Martel.
Yes, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You've got yourself some property here.
Definitely right.
Huge potential.
Definitely.
I'm super interested to know a bit about you first. Is this something you do? Are you a property developer?
In past, basically, I was working in India. I had my own company down there, basically building industrial projects and also some of the residential projects. So I've done about 7 of them over there. Quite different from here. The team is more or less about 300 people down there. We start the work from the foundations, we complete the project in the time period that we are provided to them, get the payment, all done, sorted.
Shiv uses the civil engineering training gained working for his father's building company in India to help him with his own projects. He came back to the UK to live with his wife and children 4 years ago, and since then has been looking for the right development project to launch his own business. It looks like this is it.
So what's the plan?
What I'm going to do is I'm going to refurbish this portion first. I'm going to get a couple of walls knocked off, get the living room a little bit bigger. The second bedroom, which is a little bit smaller, I'm going to get it bigger as well. And so there's going to be internal changes only. And I'm going to refurbish it, start living over here, get the planning permission for 2 houses at the back.
2 houses?
That is correct.
Okay.
It's about 350 feet of length in this garden.
Yeah. So tell me about the plans for outside, exactly. How are you splitting that ground into 2 houses, and what will the houses be like?
3-bed detached houses.
Yeah.
I'm going to actually combine the design of United Kingdom and India.
Brilliant, like kind of a colonial feel.
That is correct.
Budget, where do you even start? Let's talk about the renovation of this place first.
We are talking about at least 40 grand to renovate this house. The budget that I'm looking forward to build these houses is about £155,000.
For one house?
For one house.
And then so you're talking 310 for the 2 outside.
That is correct.
This is to be a phased project. Shiv is hoping either to sell the houses off plan or raise funding from investors, which sounds like a shrewd idea. But of course, everything depends on getting planning permission.
What's the plan if you don't get planning permission?
Right, the second plan for this is I'm going to build a house right at the back of this garden. Right, I'm going to demolish this one. And then I'm going to put a driveway, a road going straight at the back of the garden. So it's going to be more like a mansion rather than just a house.
Yeah, like the winding driveway and
That is
big
correct.
mature
A swimming
trees.
pool, a jacuzzi, everything.
So who's that house for?
That'll be for me then. That is the final destination.
Yeah, that's...
Then I won't leave this property ever.
That would be your forever home.
That is correct.
My mind is literally boggling. It's brilliant. I can't wait to see what you do. I hope you get your planning, but part of me actually wants that second thing to come to fruition where you have your forever home with the pool and the kids. But you'd make more money if you got planning.
It's just not about money, really. It's more about my vision towards my own business. To set up my own business as a property developer, I need this.
Well, I wish you the very best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Lovely meeting you.
Same here.
Oof, where to start? This is a giant project for Shiv. But to be fair, every question I gave him, well, he batted straight back with an answer. But what's going to happen? Is he going to get planning permission to build 2 houses down there, or is he going to knock this one down and have his dream mansion at the top? You can find out later in the show.
Nestled in the beautiful hills and valleys of South Wales is the town of Mountain Ash. It's close to Cardiff, only half an hour by car. But someone who perhaps could have got here quicker was Guto Neath Bran, a famous local runner from the 1700s. There's a statue of him in the town centre, and as legend would have it, he was so fast he could catch hares and foxes and could blow out a candle and get to his bed before the light faded.
I'm a fast boy. I'm in a hurry.
Well, £40,000 doesn't buy you much in the property world these days, but for £40,000 plus guide price, there was a property here in South Wales that actually sounds pretty good. It's a 3-storey, 2-bedroomed terrace. It's actually an end terrace. Wow, looks like it needs a bit of tender loving care, but £40,000 plus? Wow. So, what do you get for that? Did I mention the guide price? £40,000 plus. You might expect not very much, but you are definitely going to be surprised. Here into the sort of middle level, this is the living area. We've got stairs going down and we've got more stairs going up at 3 levels. But so you come in on the middle level, which I think is really quite nice. Obviously, somebody's been working on getting rid of the old carpet and all the old underlays left here, so there's a bit of effort required to just get rid of all of that. Clearly, some very strange things going on with the paintwork, but nothing compared to this. Now, it's hard after 16 years of doing Homes under the Hammer to come across fireplaces which are unique and that you have never seen before. But this manages pretty well to hit that on the head. What on... Oh, God. Oh, my gosh. Don't tell me it's electric. I've got to turn it on. Oh well. I had great images of that lighting up. It's like some kind of fire crossed with a blancmange. It's amazing. What other delights are in store? Who knows? It could be some sort of art installation. So upstairs, any more amazing artistic creations? Well, no. Bedroom at the back, loo, bedroom at the front. Again, not a bad size. You've got the boiler in the bedroom, which is never ideal, but maybe a bit of extra space could be created. Once again, it just adds to what is already, I think, a pretty good buy. The bedrooms are nice sizes, so I reckon by pinching a bit of room from both of them, the toilet could become a family shower room. Otherwise, it's a trip all the way downstairs to the lower ground floor for a bath. So, downstairs. I actually quite like these sort of smaller houses on lots of different levels. That's sort of continental feel to it. I don't know why, but it's definitely quirky. And not a bad space down here either. Obviously, you'd want to be probably ripping out these units and starting again, but there's enough for a nice little kitchen design there. Dining area here. Benefits of a loo and a bath, the only bath in the property. Yeah, it's good. And, you know, it's just saying a lot of house for the money. And just to remind you again, it's got a £40,000 plus guide price. And while the footprint is small, having the 3 floors gives it a more spacious feel. So, out the back, is there much to show you? Well, yes, but not what you might expect. As you can see, the rear of the building is in need of some tender loving care. Lots of flaky paint, pebble dash, which could definitely do with a bit of freshening up. But you've got a reasonable amount of space, I suppose. No garden, so to speak of, just a lot of concrete. So what's so exciting about this? I'll tell you what's so exciting about this. That. Right behind the property, a brand new development of houses. So why is that a good thing? Well, obviously somebody believes in this area enough to be building that here. There's going to be extra facilities, maybe new schools, maybe shops and all that kind of thing. And it just generally brings the area up. We're not in an area that's heading that way, we're in an area that's going that way, and that's got to be a good place to buy property. So, is this nearby development going to improve the prospects of this end terrace, guided at just, yes I know I'm repeating myself, but £40,000 plus? Time to find out the thoughts of a local estate agent.
I think the demand for this type of property will benefit from the new development, but they are 2 slightly different markets. You will have the first-time buyers who can afford up to £120,000 for a 2-bed terrace, whereas these 2-bedroom terraced houses will appeal more to the first-time buyers or the buy-to-let investors. I very much like this property. It appeals to me. It's got 3-storey, but it's 2-bedroom. It also has the benefit of a toilet to the first floor. And I think this property has a tremendous amount of potential.
So the agent thinks this house has a good future, but once it's had its makeover, what sort of price could it achieve?
Fully renovated and modernised, I would expect this property to achieve in the region of £75,000 to £78,000. When this property is modernised, I would expect it to achieve in the rental market around £450 to £475 per calendar month.
Well, hopefully you will agree. Definitely a property with potential. A lot of house and a lot of good things going on out the back. Let's see who bought it when it went under the hammer.
Lot number 21. Start me off at 35. 35, gentlemen down here. Can I see 6? I've got 6. And 7, 8, 9, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 45. I'll take one anywhere else then. I've got 45 down here. I'll take 46 against anyone else. 46. 46 on the right. 47. 47. 48. Go 49. Or I'll take a half from you. Yeah. 48 and a half. Round up to 49. 49 and a half. At 49 then, gentlemen, on the right-hand side, it's going to be sold. So I've got 49,000 then on the right-hand side for the first time. 49,000 then for the second time. 49,000, third and final time. So congratulations, and your number is 107.
That successful bidder getting the house for £49,000 was Manjeet. He's a plumber by trade, but over the past few years, he's built up a small property development business. Along with his pal Florim, they came to the house to tell me their plans for this place. Manjeet, Florim, good to meet you both.
Nice to meet you as well.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Tell me why you wanted to buy this house.
We're looking to do a renovation in Wales, so we came across this. We viewed loads of properties, and this one was quite interesting for us. So,
Right.
yeah, we decided we'll take a shot at this.
What was it about this one that you particularly liked?
We're really keen on the new development that's going up behind it.
So that's a really interesting thing. You like the fact there's a new development going on there?
Yeah. I think a lot of people who are looking to move into the area will also consider this, as well as considering a new home. And being in the property market, a lot of people say, we're looking for a older property, but that's done up. We see that such and such builders are building in the area. We've looked at those, but do you have anything that is similar but old? So we'll bring that to the market in this area.
Tell me about you two.
We're just a couple of friends.
Yeah?
Our kids go to the same school, and we just started a new project for us and see where it takes us. It's our first one together.
Yeah?
So, yeah, it's really good.
So how did the conversation come about where you decided that you'd quite like to do something together?
Well, I developed a bit of property up in Scotland. And we decided we wanted to do something that's not so far away from where we live.
Where do you live?
We're in the East Midlands.
Okay.
Yeah, and we thought this one's not too far. It's just under 3 hours drive rather than 6 hours. So, yeah, here we are.
You pick them, don't you? There are no houses closer to where you live. There's something in Scotland, there's something
It's
in
more
Wales.
fun. We like to drive. It's more fun.
All that driving should suit Florim, as his day job is as a taxi driver. But he's parked the cab for a bit to join Manjeet on this project and learn a little bit about property development. So let's come on to talking about this house then. What was it that you particularly liked about it?
I really like that it's a 3-storey, which is quite rare, and it's interesting in Wales that they're kind of more compact houses but tall.
Yes.
And we really like that the first floor is completely the lounge and the ground floor is completely the kitchen, bathroom, and the top floor is just the bedrooms. But we are, however, going to add another shower room upstairs because we find that people may find it difficult to go from upstairs in the middle of the night all the way through the kitchen.
It's not ideal.
Yeah. So we would like to add that feature to it. So yeah, we'll put that in. In terms of renovating it, we're going to completely take everything out. So when you walk in, there'll be nothing here that is here today.
Oh, wow.
So it'll be completely stripped out and renovated here. So everything will go, everything.
So it's a complete refurbishment on the cards for Manjeet and Florim, which is a bit of a relief when it comes to that fireplace. They will get builders in to do the work and hopefully get it ready to sell in 6 to 8 weeks. But their budget for a high-end finish is £10,000. How are you going to achieve such a high level of finish for your 10 grand budget, which is, you know, it's not a massive amount of money.
We're going to shop around a lot for the materials.
Right.
And we've shown the builders exactly what we need doing, and they feel that it's not too big a job for them.
Okay.
So, yeah, we should hopefully get it in the 10,000.
And then once this has hopefully been a success, you take that money in and roll it onto the next project?
Hopefully so, yeah.
Fingers
We're
crossed,
just going to roll it over, next one, see. I'm dead excited as well, you know, as this.
Brilliant. Well, listen, congratulations.
Thank you.
Good luck with
Thank
it.
you very much.
We look forward to seeing how you get on.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Well, it's lovely to see Manjeet and Florim's excitement and enthusiasm for taking on this project. Never forget, it is supposed to be fun as well as something that potentially makes you money. Let's see how it all turns out later in the show. Still to come, in Walsall, Dion sees the core attraction in this garden.
Get yourself over to this massive apple tree that's bearing all this amazing fruit.
And in South Wales, have Florim and Manjeet made this house the talk of the town?
The neighbours love it. Everyone on the street's talking about it.
Time to head back to Twiddle, a suburb of Gillingham in Kent, where we got to look around a 3-bedroom bungalow that certainly had its issues. A tired and run-down warren of corridors and rooms that had obviously seen better days.
I've seen plasterboard that's crumbling, ceilings coming away and holes all over floors. So it's gonna take a lot of investigation and money to put it right. This isn't really a job for the faint-hearted.
But what it lacked inside was more than made up for by the huge garden and screamed out the words potential and opportunity. 2 words that appealed to Shiv, who bought it for $270,000.
So what's the plan?
I'm going to refurbish this portion first. I'm going to get a couple of walls knocked off, get the living room a little bit bigger. So there's going to be internal changes only. And start living over here, get the planning permission for 2 houses at the back.
2 houses?
That is correct.
Okay.
It's about more than 350 feet of length in this garden.
You know what they say about a bird in the hand being better than 2 in the bush? Well, Shiv reckoned you could have both. The new properties would depend on planning permission, but with the bungalow, he aimed to get the house refurbished on a budget of £40,000 in a 1-year timescale. Well, top marks to Shiv. We're back only 10 months later to the bungalow that's had a facelift and a new roof. And inside, well, Shiv said he wanted to move some internal walls, and that he has done. The corridor and old reception room have gone to create a light, spacious lounge. While the original front bedroom still has the same footprint, it's had a great-looking makeover. But the real star here is just down the corridor.
Right, let's see over here. We had a storage and a bathroom down here at this end, which we had changed to a full-length kitchen. Here, that used to be a wall that would actually separate the kitchen and the dining room itself, which we have taken off, strengthening the roof. So now it's quite a bit of space. We love this space itself because my partner's friends, they do come around, and when they're cooking something, they would love to sit around here. And it's just opened the space for us, and this is the best kitchen that we could ever have.
Removing the internal walls meant adding extra wooden trusses above to support the roof and helping make the new walls stronger. But some of the original layout still remains. The new master bedroom has been expanded, and the original bathroom has now become a fantastic ensuite, while a new family bathroom has also been created along the corridor. The small bedroom has been nicely refurbished. All in all, it's been a great turnaround for the old, dilapidated bungalow.
Amazingly, I'm blown away at the moment. I can't believe that this is what a house could be. The house that I saw at first was a maze, and now it looks a lot more simpler to me, and I've got everything that I need. I mean, it's just everything.
Shiv now lives here with his family, but before work could start on the renovation, there was the little matter of a slightly overgrown garden to deal with.
I can see for miles and miles and miles and miles and miles.
Well, according to Shiv, it's more like 350 feet. Not a case, though, of a weekend job with some secateurs.
Clearing the garden was one of the biggest hurdles that we could have found. Most of the garden was actually full with shrubs, which was really hard to go into. So we used a digger, and the most painful thing is the skips. It did cost me about 12 grand.
Clearing the garden was vital to the next stage of Shiv's plan. He's applied for planning permission to build 2 bungalows each with a build cost of £150,000. He's hoping that building an access road down the side of his house should help swing things his way. But failing that, he has got his next move figured out.
If I don't get the planning permission for these 2 houses at the back, I will sell the whole property as it is, but I'm going to properly decorate it with maybe a jacuzzi or a swimming pool or something like that.
There's definitely the space to do that here. Shiv reckons the front and back gardens should be finished in a month. Contractors were called in to do the renovation, and while it didn't all go smoothly, the interior of the house was renovated in only 4 months. But was it done for that original budget of $40,000?
I spent already £76,000 on this bungalows. Obviously, as you see, it's the total structure that has changed of this building.
Having bought the property for £270,000, Shiv spent a total of £346,000. So, was it money well spent? It's time to find out the thoughts of two local estate agents, starting with the agent who first saw the bungalow before.
The works are very, very good. It's been modernised. The layout has been changed, which works better for kind of families, and it's been finished to a really good standard.
I think the owners invested a lot of time and energy in creating a wonderful living space and implemented some nice fixtures and fittings.
For now, Shiv and his family plan to stay here. But should they decide to sell, how much could it achieve?
If the property was completed, I believe the property would achieve somewhere between £425,000 to £450,000.
In this current market, I would market the property at £450,000.
If the bungalow did go for that higher valuation of £450,000, then Shiv could make a pre-tax profit of £104,000, but he reckons it should be more.
I would wait a little bit for this price to go up at a certain point of time and see how it works out.
But what he hopes will be the real money spinner here are the two new 3-bedroom bungalows that he's hoping to build for £150,000 each.
A 3-bed detached property, I would look to market at £400,000.
I would expect to achieve somewhere close to £375,000.
That is a perfect value for that. Obviously, it's going to cost me a little bit to build that up, but obviously it's quite a bit of profit margin for me if it sells for 375 or even 4.
Those valuations could give Shiv an excellent pre-tax profit of £225,000 to £250,000 per bungalow. But of course, that all depends on getting that all-important planning permission. But when it comes to the bungalow, Shiv's mind is very clear. I think.
The hardest part is going to be my partner, which if she doesn't let me sell, I'm not going to sell it. But if she lets me sell it, yes, definitely I will.
10 miles northeast of Birmingham is the industrial town of Walsall. Once famous for its coal mining and metalworking past, the town became world-renowned for its leather trade, producing handbags for the Queen, no less, and leather goods for the Prince of Wales. Today, Dion's putting his shoe leather to good use to get to this property.
And here is the house. It's semi-detached, it's got 3 bedrooms and a guide price of, wait for it, in excess of £20,000 plus your fees. 20 grand for that. Anyway, you get off-street parking. The curb's not been dropped, so get that curb dropped, bang your car on there, sort out your front garden. What a start.
As you'd be driving across a pavement, you'd need planning permission from your local authority for dropping the curb, but it's well worth looking into.
OK, right. Everything sort of feels like it's been here from day dot. I'm looking at these coat hooks there. They haven't moved for a while. The banister. And as you come into here, the first reception room, you've got what looks like original wallpaper. It's not a bad size front room, actually. You could do some new windows, definitely, and some new curtains. Then you've got a fireplace over here, which looks like it's seen better days. I'd want to get this out, create some more space. But you've got a good size first reception room, and then you come into this room here, where I'm taking a guess, this was the kitchen. You'd never know because there's nothing in here now, but it's not a bad size at all. In here we have got possibly the bathroom, maybe, downstairs bathroom, and round this corner we've got, let's have a look. Okay, downstairs toilet, which is really good. I would definitely keep that toilet. It needs a bit of work downstairs, but you've got this space here, you've got that space as well. Knock that wall down, get some support in, create a nice modern kitchen dining area. And you know what? They've done you a favour having nothing in here at all. When I mean nothing, there's nothing.
No usable kitchen or bathroom means that getting a mortgage could be tricky, as it's not habitable. The positives are there are no visible signs of damp or rot.
OK then, we have got the 3 bedrooms. with no bathroom. Nothing else but 3 empty rooms up here. You know what? They're not bad sizes at all. These two are decent sized bedrooms looking onto the back garden. And this is the master, the biggest of the 3. This is definitely a blank canvas, this house. It needs new windows, most definitely. There's no central heating anywhere, so you've got to put some heating in here. It needs a rewire, hasn't been touched in years. So there's a few major things that need to be done and necessities that need to be done as well. But necessity for me is a bathroom upstairs near the bedrooms. Do you use the pink bedroom and create a bathroom? That's what I would do, because I'd be happy with 2 bedrooms. Let me get my thinking cap on.
As the pink bedroom is above the kitchen, then maybe it would be possible to link up some of the existing plumbing to get a water supply up here. But with the amount of work needed, Dion reckoned the best option would be to partition off the main bedroom and create the bathroom here. That would still allow you to keep 3 bedrooms.
And you get yourself a decent back garden as well. It's completely overgrown, hasn't been touched in a while. I can just squeeze by, up this step, and you know what? It's quite wide as well. There's a lot of space out here. You can't see the boundaries because everything's completely overgrown. You've got 1 greenhouse there, 2 greenhouses there, grow your veg for the main course. And when you had your main course, get yourself over to this massive apple tree that's bearing all this amazing fruit. You know what? And there's another greenhouse right at the end of this garden as well. This garden needs a few weekends of hard work. Get your pals over, get them to muck in, tidy it up, table and chairs. Thank you very much.
While this place isn't exactly paradise, some money and hard work thrown at this house inside and out could prove very fruitful indeed, especially if you could harvest this pip of a property for around the guide price of £20,000 plus fees. That would likely mean auction fees, potentially the seller's fees and then legal fees. Always best to check with the auction house. Talking of which, it's time to get their agent to tell us about this lot.
It is a little bit sad and tired. I don't think it's had an awful lot done to it for quite a few years. From the point of view of modernisation, it's ready to be redeveloped.
No arguments there. But what about Dion's preference for moving the bathroom upstairs?
It's doubtful if it would make any difference to the value of the property. However, it would make it more saleable. It opens it up to being of interest to more people than just 3 bedrooms.
So once brought up to date, what would the house be worth? First on the resale market.
Once the property's been refurbished, then I would envisage the property achieving in the region of £115,000 to £120,000.
And the rental?
I would assume that it will achieve in the region of maybe £600 per calendar month.
If you like a blank canvas and you've got a bit of vision, this could be the project for you. Let's find out who that was when he went under the hammer.
Lot 23 do have a proxy bid on the lot, so I will start the bidding and we will start at 20, so 20 with me. Who wants 25? 25 here, 30 for you, 30, 35, 40 now, 40.
The low guide price for the lot attracted plenty of interest. We rejoined the auction with the bidding at £94,000.
At 94, he's back in at 94. 95, sir. At £94,000, then away to my right, going once. 95, 96, sir. 96, 97. No, at £96,000 then, going once at 96,000, going twice at 96,000, third and final time at £96,000. We got there, sir. What a great buy that is, and thank you.
Well, so much for that guide price, with it selling for £76,000 more. Johanna paid £96,000 for it. A psychiatrist turned property developer, Johanna is using property to help vulnerable people. Sounds brilliant. Dion met him back at the house to find out more.
Johanna, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You've got a project to be getting on with, but why this particular house? Why did you want this one?
Actually, I found the potential in developing this house and renovating it and modernizing it in a way that I can sell it to fund a project which is for vulnerable people in Dudley. I bought a land from auction from Dudley, in Dudley Council, and that land is 0.23 acres, and I want to develop that land to build 12 apartments for people who are vulnerable, vulnerable people, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's very good to hear.
Johanna says he has a strong desire to help those less fortunate than himself. It's all part of his approach to life. In order to fund his projects, which include a supported living project for vulnerable people, as well as studio flat accommodation, he has also sold a medical healthcare centre he originally owned. Since becoming a property developer in 2011, he has bought and sold several properties to pass on most of the profit to benefit charities.
So what motivates you then to do this?
Yeah, as a Christian, I think I cannot say as Christian and not helping people. Because Christianity, the Lord Jesus Christ was helping people, so as a Christian I should have to help people at the same time. So this is just a kind of a charity which I should have to do for as a Christian guy.
That's amazing. Good for you as well, man. You got a nice big heart. I can feel it.
Thank you so much.
No, you have. Good man. Good man. Well
Thank
done.
you.
To help realise his dream for the project, he's first got to help this house get back on its feet.
What are you going to do here? Tell us how this house is going to work. What are you going to do to it?
I'm going to remove this wall or demolish this wall.
So this wall's coming out?
Yeah, it's going to be out to make it like an open plan.
Yes.
And this open plan will have, a modern kitchen and an island in the middle of the kitchen. And at the same time, making a wet room or walk-in shower.
Okay.
I'm doing it because it helps the people who are disabled, and when they have an open plan, then the people, they can use their wheelchair, they can use their kind of things and go to the wet rooms. So if anyone wants to buy it and found that kind of facilities, they will be encouraged by buying it.
So loads of space when you come through the door, be nice and open plan, and nice and light and modern. You got 3 bedrooms upstairs?
Yes.
No bathroom?
No bathroom. I want to do a shower and a bathroom in the main bedroom, which is up here. And the main bedroom, I want to make it like an en-suite room, like with a shower and a toilet at the same time. That will be the facilities upstairs. But the other 2 rooms, they can use the wet room, which is downstairs.
Downstairs.
Yeah.
Johanna is future-proofing this house, which is smart. New builds have to take mobility issues into consideration, so it's good to see an old house being brought up to scratch. His regular team of builders will do the work in a 4 to 6 month timescale, and his budget is between £15,000 and £20,000.
What about out the back then? Loads of space out the back. Nice big back garden. Have you got anything planned for the back garden?
Yes, that's what I've been thinking, to make like a sunroom, or like what they call it now, summer house.
Yes.
Which can be in the summer. You can sleep, you can have a shower, you can have a toilet, you can have a TV, to connect it with electric, with everything. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so fully kitted out.
Yeah, exactly. The garden is so big, so huge, and it extends up to the end there. So I should have to utilize the garden and to make the summer house at the same time.
Yeah, use the space better.
Yeah, better.
Because there's a lot of space out there.
Yeah.
Don't get rid of the apple tree.
I'm not going to.
I like the apple tree.
I'm not going to take that out at all.
Listen, I wish you good luck. Okay.
Thank you so much.
I hope it all works out.
Thank you.
Now there's a man with a big heart and a big vision. I think Johanna's got himself a good, solid project here, and he's not cutting any corners. I like the fact that he's developing this place to suit everyone, regardless of their mobility issues. Oh yes, and don't forget, he's going to be dropping a nice summer house in that back garden. Can't wait to see it. Sit tight, and you'll see everything later in the show.
Even experienced property developers can go way over their projected timescale and spend thousands more than they intended.
Yeah, and even simple projects, well, a spanner just gets thrown into the works.
Yeah, so how did the plans of our 2 remaining buyers turn out? Stay there and you'll find out.
Time to head back to South Wales and the village of Mountain Ash, where earlier I saw this 2-bed end of terraced house. OK, so not so pretty from the outside, but what was attractive was that this spacious 3-storey house had a guide price of £40,000. It's good, and, it's just saying a lot of house for the money. And out back, again, this house wasn't easy on the eye, but turn around 180 degrees and there was the other big attraction, a new housing development being built. Somebody believes in this area enough to be building that here. There's going to be extra facilities, maybe new schools, maybe shops and all that kind of thing. And it just generally brings the area up. Getting the house at auction for $49,000 was experienced property developer Manjeet on the left and his pal Florim, and no prizes for guessing why they went for it.
We're really keen on the new development that's going up behind it.
So that's a really thing. You like the fact there's a new development going on
Yeah.
there?
I think a lot of people who are looking to move into the area will also consider this as well as considering a new home. And being in the property market, a lot of people say, we're looking for an older property, but that's done up. So we'll bring that to the market in this area.
The pair both live in Leicester, 160 miles away, so they were going to be hiring local contractors to do the job with a relatively low budget of £10,000, but hopefully finishing it to a high standard. There was a timescale of 6 to 8 weeks. We've returned 9 weeks later and the front of the house has had the all-important lick of paint to improve the curb appeal. So did that extend to the inside? What a great-looking living room. Downstairs, an amazing-looking new kitchen has been installed. At the rear, there's a modern shower room. So far, it's got all the hallmarks of a stunning transformation.
It's been a journey, it's been an interesting journey, but it's been fun. We've changed a lot along the way. We've added loads of nice features on every single level. The neighbours love it, everyone on the street's talking about it. It's just a nice house.
Upstairs, the 2 bedrooms have been made over in the same decor as the middle floor. Usefully, space has been taken from one of the bedrooms to help turn the small toilet into a family-friendly bathroom. Living so far away, Manjeet and Florim couldn't be there every day, but that didn't stop them getting involved.
We've had a team all the way through, but there's been a few occasions where we wanted to get involved ourselves. It's always a positive thing to do as you get a bit more attached to it, and on top of it, it's a bit more personal.
The pair certainly have a great-looking property here with a really excellent standard of finish. There's still some snagging work to be done, kickboards in the kitchen to be installed, and some electrics to be finished off. The glass wall adds to the space and light on the middle floor, but it needs a bit more work to ensure it complies with building regulations.
There's an adjustment to be made for safety reasons and for building regs. There's a rail that's going to go on either side of the glass, and then downstairs there's still some more rods that are going to go in between the rods that are there just to meet building regulations, but it's on our snags list.
It sounds like Manjeet is on top of that, but one thing he wasn't aware of was an added benefit of the new development.
We didn't actually realise when we bought the property that there was going to be a driveway out the back, which will give us access onto our driveway. The level of our plot is actually ended up being a real nice bonus because we're almost in level with their road. So we've got a nice 2-car driveway out the back, or 4 cars if you don't need a garden.
That will certainly add to its appeal. The house looks good, but remember, they had a low budget of £10,000 for the renovation, and I can't believe they've got all this done for less.
We're slightly over budget. We're in the region of 15,000, and all the extra things that we wanted. We wanted a better kitchen, like the feature, glass, you know, all these added up, but more or less we're into the budget.
Adding the £15,000 to their purchase price of $49,000, the pair have spent £64,000 getting the house ready for the local property market. What will 2 local agents think of it, starting with the agent who saw it before?
Having come back to the property, I was impressed with the wow factor. The attention to detail, the standard of finish is excellent. and a superb example of what can be done on the restoration of a property.
On the first look of this property, the entrance is really good with the stairs and the glass is a real wow factor. I'd say the rear garden with the parking is excellent. And also you've got the lovely big lounge as well.
The installation of a first floor bathroom is a great addition to the property and will most definitely enhance its saleability and its value.
The eagle-eyed estate agent spotted the health and safety issue on the stairs, but are aware that Manjeet and Florin will be fixing the problem. Will the house be profitable for the lads? Remember, their total spend so far is £64,000, so what could they hope to get if they sold it?
I believe, due to the quality of the finish, I would market it at £76,000.
I'd value this property at £65,000. I'd look at putting it on the market for £70,000 due to the size of the bedrooms are a little bit small and upstairs the floors are sloping to the front of the property.
I'm a little bit surprised at that, only because we've actually had an offer provisionally at £104,000. So, yeah, we're quite far apart there. I think what it is there's the new development nearby is bringing a lot of footfall in the area, and we're still going in under what a new two-bedroom home is on the new estate. So that figure was fairly easy to achieve.
That's what Manjeet thought would be the appeal of the house. That £104,000 sale price means the team could make a pre-tax profit of £40,000, which isn't bad going for 9 weeks' work. All told, it's been a pretty painless introduction for Florin into property renovation, and I don't think it'll be long before the pair are working together again soon.
I feel great. It's one of my first projects, and yeah, definitely do it again. Yeah.
We're ecstatic to move on to other more projects together in Wales. So yeah, we're very excited.
We're heading back to Walsall now, where earlier Dion took a wander around this 3-bedroom semi-detached with a tempting guide price of £20,000 plus.
You get off-street parking, get that curb dropped, bang your car on there, sort out your front garden. What a start.
Plenty of room outside, and inside it was very spacious indeed. Mind you, there was a good reason for that. Everything had been stripped out.
And you know what? They've done you a favour having nothing in here at all. When I mean nothing, there's nothing.
Low guide prices usually attract lots of bids, and it was a keenly contested auction battle from which Johanna emerged victorious. A committed Christian, Johanna had a philanthropic motive for buying this property.
Actually, I found a potential in developing this house and renovating it and modernising it in a way that I can sell it to fund a project which is for vulnerable people in Dudley.
His plan to raise money for his other project hinged on getting this property just right.
I'm going to remove this wall to make it like an open plan.
Yes.
A modern kitchen, and at the same time making a wet room or walk-in shower.
Giving himself and his team a maximum 6-month time frame and no more than £20,000 budget, Johanna set off to realise his dream. Nine months later, we're back.
Where do we go from here? Where do we go? Where do we go, my dear? Say that you know.
Well, the project is certainly underway, but nowhere near completion. The removal of the living room wall hints at an open plan area to come, but where's the kitchen and bathroom? It turns out there's been a major change in direction since we last met Johanna. His original plan to upgrade the house and sell on has been ripped up, and now he's in the process of creating a 3-bed house of multiple occupancy, or HMO. But his ultimate aim remains the same.
We have a property somewhere in Birmingham, and we want to do that property. So that project is going to be financed by this project. So I can remortgage this one with the income which has come from HMO, And the remortgage, which I'm going to get it from here, I'm going to fund the other project.
Johanna's target market for this HMO are local health professionals. But it's been a bit of a squeeze to get ensuite facilities for each of the 3 bedrooms, so he's had to compromise.
We have made the toilet and a shower and a hand wash basin there. We closed the door for the toilet, which was here as well, to open it outside to the garden. 2 showers on the first floor. So they have 3 people living here. They will have, every one of them have got a toilet. Each one of them have got a shower.
This arrangement may not be to everyone's taste, particularly the second toilet downstairs, which can only be accessed by a new external door. So who's been taking the lead role in planning this unconventional layout?
I'm a DIY man. Many times they come and share with them, and my ideas, I put them in the plan. And I say, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to do, I'm going to do this, what do you think? And we consult each other, and I'm always loving to ask people about what do they think.
Johanna's only spent 8 of his maximum budget of 20,000, but the hoped-for timescale of 6 months has slipped by. He's had to contend with a few setbacks along the way.
I came across very much difficulties, actually. One of the team of my team is seriously sick, and the thing which will make it worse is that they broken into in this property 2 times. So that's why it's being delayed from the time we bought it up to now. But we were planning to make it in 6 to 8 months, and now it's going to be 1 year.
Johanna's decision to convert this to an HMO is a bold move, understandably motivated by his desire to generate as much profit as possible for his other project. But what will 2 local property experts think?
Well, I personally would not have gone down the HMO route. As a single-let property would have been a lot more viable.
I think from a personal perspective, I think the property would look really nice. There's a 2 double-bedroom property with an upstairs bathroom, which is usually a very good selling point. In my opinion, the HMO route is slightly unusual. I think this property is more suitable to a single-let.
Both agents felt that the maximum the house could generate as an HMO would be £750 per calendar month, combined for all the rooms, which is well below Johanna's expectations.
We are anticipating the room will be 500 for the 2 rooms, in-suite room with a toilet and a shower, and the small room is going to be 400, and we will pay all the bills and all the things with the internet and latest technology of broadband.
But let's not forget that Johanna has made a bricks and mortar investment for which he paid 96,000. If he instead spent his 20 grand on renovating as a 3-bedroom single dwelling, what could it be worth on the resale market?
If the property was going to go on the market for resale, I would recommend a price of either £130,000 to £140,000.
Once fully completed, I would look in the region of about 130,000 to 140,000.
A sale at 140 grand would give Johanna a profit of £24,000, less fees and taxes. But he's confident the HMO route will deliver the income he needs to complete his Birmingham project.
Everything is done for good, for those who love God, so I'm happy with what I'm doing.
Well, we hope to catch up with Johanna in the future to see how this project turns out.
Hopefully the stories on today's show have given you some helpful hints and tips on how to handle property development.
And maybe you've got this sudden urge to start delving into your own property venture.
Join us next time for more sagas from the world of property here on Homes Under the Hammer. You never know, next time it could be you.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.